Over the past 24 hours, the San Francisco 49ers have managed to steal the spotlight once again with a flurry of incredible news that's left fans buzzing. From key player contracts and rising stars to a complete shift in locker room energy, the 49ers are not just gearing up for another season. They're shaping a whole new narrative for the franchise. And it all starts with a rookie who's turning heads in every direction, Nick Martin. Now, if you're someone who lives and breathes college football, I need your take. Seriously, is Nick Martin about to leapfrog D winners on the depth chart? Because the way things are shaping up, it sure feels like that's not only possible, it's becoming likely. Martin has been drawing comparisons to Dre Greenlaw, not for down the line, but for this very season. That's a massive development if you're following the 49ers closely. Let's rewind for a second. San Francisco lost Dre Greenlaw to the Denver Broncos, a move that would have left a major gap in the linebacker core under normal circumstances. But then came Nick Martin, picked number 75 overall in the third round out of Oklahoma State. And suddenly, that panic turned into excitement. Reports out of camp say Martin's range is impressive, his instincts are sharp, and he brings a relentless energy to the field. He's the kind of player that thrives under pressure, and right now, he's being penciled in as a key figure in the middle of this revamped defense. And let's be real, the 49ers need someone like him. They're banking on their 2025 draft class to reinvent the identity of their defense. With seasoned veterans like Fred Warner holding down the core, inserting a player like Martin alongside him could be the spark that turns this unit into one of the league's most formidable. It's not just hype, it's about fit, timing, and opportunity. And Martin seems to be checking all the boxes. But hey, don't just take it from me. Let me know what you think. Is Nick Martin that guy? Does he have what it takes to jump ahead of D winners and become that crucial number 2 next to Warner? Because all signs are pointing toward yes. And if that happens, the defense could be even nastier than it was before. Now, shifting gears to something equally exciting, Brock Purdy's contract. The full details just came out, and if you're a 49ers fan, you're going to love this. It's not just good, it's genius. We're talking about one of the most team-friendly deals you'll see in the NFL right now, and it sets the team up beautifully for the future. Here's the breakdown. Purdy's deal includes $100 million fully guaranteed and a $40 million signing bonus. But here's where it gets even more interesting. After 2027, there are no guarantees. That gives the 49ers strategic flexibility with opt-outs before the big payouts kick in during 2028 and 2029. It's smart, calculated, and gives the franchise control without putting them in a financial stranglehold. And when you stack his deal up against other quarterbacks in the league, it becomes even clearer. In terms of fully guaranteed money, Purdy ranks 12th, ahead of Tua Tagovailoa and just behind Jordan Love. His signing bonus? 9th among quarterbacks. That's ahead of Joe Burrow. Let that sink in. The 49ers are getting top-tier value at the game's most important position without having to mortgage their future. Now, from a business standpoint, you might think Purdy's agent could have pushed for more. And honestly, that might be true. This contract feels like something the team walked away from with a huge grin, while Purdy's camp might have left a bit on the table. But here's where it gets deeper. This isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about the culture being built in San Francisco. During his press conference, Purdy didn't dodge anything. He talked about why he took the deal, how much it mattered for him to be with the team from day one of OTAs, and what it means to have a drama-free offseason. And that right there might be the most important part of all this, the vibe shift. Last season, there were whispers, and then there were full-on reports about the energy being off in the locker room. Guys looked tired, mentally and physically drained. And I'll admit, I didn't buy into it at first. How could a team with that much talent, with guys ranked in the top 100 players in the NFL, be struggling with something as intangible as vibes? But then the losses came, and it became clear that something wasn't clicking. Fast forward to now, and it's a different story entirely. Every player who's spoken this offseason has emphasized a shift in energy. Fred Warner, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, they've all said the same thing. The building feels different, re-energized, focused, and ready. Purdy even said it himself. players were fatigued heading into 2024. But now, there's a new sense of purpose. Guys are showing up early. They're sticking around longer. They're buying in. And when that happens, it changes everything. This isn't just lip service either. It's backed up by action. Take Purdy, for example. He signed this deal knowing he could have held out for more. But he didn't want to miss a single moment with his team. He wanted to be there from the start, building chemistry and trust. That's leadership. And it's the kind of leadership that doesn't go unnoticed by teammates or coaches. Speaking of leadership, George Kittle dropped some major praise during the Dwight Clark Legacy event. He said Purdy's voice is being heard more than ever this offseason. He's stepping into that vocal leader role, and it's making a real difference. Kittle, who's never one to mince words, made it clear Purdy isn't just growing as a quarterback. He's evolving as the heartbeat of this team. Now let's talk about another name that's flying under the radar, but shouldn't be. Wide receiver Jacob Cowing. Last season, he came in at 168 pounds. And let's be honest, the NFL is not kind to undersized receivers unless they bring something special to the table. But this offseason, Cowing showed up bulked up and ready to prove a point. He's fighting for a spot on this roster, and it's a crowded room. With Brandon Ayuk and Ronnie Bell potentially sidelined for the start of the season and Deebo Samuel not guaranteed to be available either, the 49ers need someone to step up. Sterling Bennett noted that Cowing could be the one to fill that gadget role, someone who can move all over the field, line up in different spots, and bring that explosive element the offense thrives on. And look, no one's saying he's the next Deebo. But what Cowing does have is speed, a ton of it. If he can take on some of those jet sweeps, short screens, or even vertical threats, he might carve out a real role for himself. The potential is there. Now it's just about seizing the opportunity. We're just days away from Phase 2 of OTAs kicking off, and you can feel the anticipation building. Everyone's hungry. Everyone's dialed in. And the best part? The drama has been minimal. This team is focused, locked in, and it feels like something special is brewing in San Francisco. That's what makes this stretch of the offseason so exciting. We're getting glimpses of what could be a defining year for the 49ers. Not just because of talent, not just because of smart contracts, but because of culture, because of energy, because of the way these guys are coming together with a shared goal. So whether it's Nick Martin rising through the ranks, Brock Purdy taking a team-first deal, or Jacob Cowing fighting tooth and nail for his chance, the storylines are lining up perfectly. And if everything clicks, if the vibes really are as good as they seem, then the rest of the league better take notice. While the first wave of headlines focused on contracts and promising new faces, the undercurrent flowing through the 49ers facility tells an even deeper story. What's happening in San Francisco isn't just a strategic rebuild or another push for a playoff run. It's a cultural rebirth driven by accountability, chemistry, and a hunger that's being felt in every corner of the organization. And it's in these less obvious, more human elements where the real transformation begins to take shape. One of the most telling signs of this shift has been the absence of noise, the kind of noise that usually surrounds a team coming off a draining season. Think about how common it is to hear whispers of contract holdouts, internal friction, players voicing frustrations through cryptic social media posts. Yet with the 49ers, it's been the exact opposite. This team, from the top down, seems to have found peace with the process, and it's largely because key leaders are setting that tone. Brock Purdy, fresh off signing a deal that's been praised across the league for its team-friendly structure, isn't acting like a guy who just cashed in. He's acting like a guy on a mission. He didn't show up to OTAs out of obligation. He came to work, to lead, and to unify. When he said, "At the end of the day, I didn't want to lose sight of the main goal here. I wanted to be here from the jump," that wasn't just a soundbite. That was a declaration. And players around him felt that. Fred Warner has echoed those sentiments. Christian McCaffrey has as well. They've all spoken on how much more connected this team feels compared to last year. Even head coach Kyle Shanahan has hinted at it without needing to say much. The difference in energy is obvious. And when multiple leaders in different positions are all picking up on the same intangible shift, it's not coincidence. It's a collective mindset change. And mindset, more than anything else, has always been a major ingredient in championship teams. The physical talent might be evenly spread across several organizations in the league, but it's the locker room, the shared belief, the culture, the buy-in, that makes the difference when games get tight in December and January. That's where the 49ers appear to be drawing their strength right now. Part of what's helping this cohesion is how quickly the front office got things done. Unlike past years, the bulk of the contract conversations were wrapped up early. No drawn-out sagas. No speculation-fueled headlines. Just business handled efficiently. Players took note. They saw the organization taking care of its own, prioritizing harmony over hardball negotiations. That builds trust. That builds belief. Even younger guys like Jacob Cowing are absorbing that atmosphere and responding. His decision to bulk up shows dedication. His presence around veterans, soaking up knowledge, pushing himself, reflects a mindset that aligns with the team's new standard. George Kittle called out Cowing and rookie Ricky Pearsall specifically, not just because of what they can do on the field, but because of how they're attacking the offseason. That's how roles are earned in a room full of talent. Not just by running fast or jumping high, but by showing up the right way, every day. And then there's the fan base, watching all this unfold with cautious optimism. They've seen promise before. They've seen deep playoff runs and in heartbreak. But this year feels a little different, not because of one big-name acquisition or one flashy headline, but because of the sum of all the subtle things happening at once. The energy feels sustainable. The motivation feels internal. The window, instead of closing, feels like it's cracking back open with a new breeze pushing through. That brings us back to Brock Purdy, because in many ways, he's become the face of this new era. Not necessarily the most physically dominant quarterback in the league, but someone who fully understands who he is, and more importantly, who he isn't. That self-awareness is powerful. It's what Peyton Manning used to talk about. Focus on what you do well and build your game around that. Purdy isn't trying to be a cannon-armed hero. He's leaning into his strengths: precision, poise, leadership, and the ability to elevate those around him. George Kittle's comments at the Dwight Clark event made it even clearer. Purdy's voice is louder now, not just in the huddle, but in meetings, in the locker room, in the building. That evolution into a vocal leader is not something that happens by accident. It's something a team earns from you once they see you've bought into them. And that's exactly what Purdy has done. So, as Phase 2 of OTA inches closer, the stage is set. The roster is mostly in place. The drama has been kept to a minimum. The locker room feels unified. And the quarterback is showing maturity and leadership that go far beyond his years in the league. All of that matters. All of that adds up. And it's why this 49ers team, without making a ton of offseason noise, might be one of the most dangerous units heading into the new season. Because when a team with this much raw talent also figures out the intangibles, the culture, the communication, the consistency, that's when things get scary for the rest of the league. And that's exactly where San Francisco seems to be headed. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could be the biggest shakeup in the NFC this offseason, whispers are growing louder about a potential blockbuster move that would send shockwaves through the NFL landscape. Rumors are swirling that Josh Allen, the dynamic and powerful quarterback known for his electric playmaking with the Buffalo Bills, might be on the verge of signing a 4-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. While nothing has been officially confirmed, sources close to the situation hint that this could be a game-changing acquisition, one that would instantly alter the balance of power in the NFC West and beyond. Josh Allen has long been recognized as one of the league's most exciting talents, combining a strong arm, impressive mobility, and a fearless attitude that has made him a fan favorite and a nightmare for opposing defenses. His ability to extend plays and make throws from seemingly impossible angles has helped the Bills rise as perennial contenders in the AFC. However, if the whispers prove true, Allen's next chapter might unfold far from Buffalo, as he reportedly nears a significant commitment to the 49ers, a team hungry to reclaim their dominant edge in the NFC. San Francisco has been steadily building a formidable roster under head coach Kyle Shanahan, blending a potent offense with one of the league's stingiest defenses. Yet, the quarterback position has remained a question mark, with a search for stability and elite-level play ongoing since the days of the legendary Colin Kaepernick and more recently Jimmy Garoppolo. Josh Allen's arrival could not only fill that void, but revolutionize the 49ers' offensive scheme, giving Shanahan a versatile weapon who can both air it out and run the football, keeping defenses on their toes week after week. The speculation over Allen's possible signing with San Francisco also raises intriguing questions about the future of the 49ers' current quarterback situation and their salary cap flexibility. It's suggested that the team might be willing to make bold moves to accommodate Allen's contract, banking on his potential to elevate the franchise to Super Bowl contention. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills, who have long built around Allen's talents, could face a period of transition, looking to find a new direction without their star signal caller. Of course, with such high stakes, nothing is set in stone, and negotiations reportedly remain ongoing. Yet, the mere possibility of Josh Allen in a 49ers uniform is enough to ignite passionate debate among NFL fans, analysts, and insiders. Could this be the dawn of a new NFC powerhouse? Would Allen's unique skill set complement the 49ers' innovative offense perfectly? And how would this move reshape the competitive dynamics of the entire conference? As the offseason unfolds, all eyes will be on the Bay Area and Buffalo, watching closely for any signs of progress or setbacks in these high-profile talks. If the rumors are to be believed, a Josh Allen signing with the 49ers could be the headline story that defines the next era of football in the NFC, and possibly the entire league. The NFC West might be on the brink of a revolution, and it all starts with the bold prospect of Josh Allen donning the red and gold. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.